Hello, Londonderry. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Genevieve.
Welcome to WNCK News. Today we have numerous people talking about many different things.
Lucas is talking about St. Jude's.
Jenna is talking about 5210.
Owen is talking about winter in Londonderry.
Josh is talking about tornadoes.
Aiden is talking about soccer's big trade.
Dante is talking about Little Big Snake.
I will be talking about Mandy Jo Moore.
And I will be talking about dogs that need to be rescued.
Lucas is ready to share St. Jude's Hospital with you.
So let's get on with it then.
Okay, here we go.
Thanks, Genevieve. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital has been helping save kids' lives since 1962. The founder, Danny Thomas, loved his hospital and tried to keep everyone happy. He founded St. Jude so that kids like us would keep fighting cancer. What a good guy. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is a special place because it's completely free to patients in need. St. Jude pays for surgeries and all the bills and taxes that patients receive for treatment. Patients and families even get to stay in a house to make the experience as comfortable as possible. All of this treatment is done through money raised. It is estimated that St. Jude Hospital costs $2.6 million a day to run. Danny Thomas explained his passion for helping cancer patients when he said, "Success has nothing to do with what you gain in life or accomplish for yourself. It's what you do for others. Certainly the world is a better place because of people like Mr. Thomas." Danny Thomas unfortunately passed away in 1991, and a lot of kids are alive today because of his generosity. Thank you for letting me share this. Back to the studio.
I didn't know that Danny Thomas was the founder of St. Jude's.
I know, and that he died, but the hospital still lives on.
I feel so bad for Danny Thomas.
Me too, but he probably felt accomplished.
Well, let's see what Jenna has to say about 5210.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Olivia. My name's Jenna, and I'm here to talk about 5210. 5210 was formed by Mary Bridge Children's Hospital, trying to lessen the amount of overweight kids in the world. Each number stands for one healthy thing. 5. The 5 means keeping a consistent diet of 5 fruits and vegetables every day because they give the vitamins and nutrients every child needs to grow big, strong, and healthy. 2. The 2 means keeping screen time to a maximum of 2 hours, making sure children don't sit around all day playing video games or watching SpongeBob. 1. The 1 means always make room for at least 1 hour of activity every day, keeping children fit and making them more likely to be active throughout their life. 0. And finally, the 0. The 0 stands for skipping sugary drinks, making children stronger and overall healthy. And sugary drinks can give you cavities. Back to you in the studio.
Well, 5210 is an excellent thing to do.
Yeah, and it helps obese children. I think it's time for Owen to tell us about winter in Londonderry.
Thanks, Genevieve. Winter in Londonderry, New Hampshire is never the same. Temperatures vary from year to year, and so does the snowfall amounts. A few years ago, there was no snow, and temperatures were much warmer than normal. This winter, everything is covered in snow. It is only January, and we have already had a snowstorm that shut down all schools in the district for 2 whole days. Along with the snow, there has been low temperatures of below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. These temperatures sent people back inside their homes and made outdoor activities unthinkable. But even though the winters in Londonderry are abominable, it doesn't mean Londonderry is not a good place to live. If you have kids, then Londonderry is a good place to call your home. There are plenty of sledding hills, skating ponds, and cross-country ski trails. Not to mention it is close to really great skiing. The school district is widely known for providing a quality of education, so don't let the horrid winters get you down. Stay active and remember that spring is just around the corner. Back to you in the studio.
I'm not much of a winter fan, but I guess it is pretty nice in Londonderry.
When does hibernation start? Because I'm ready for it.
Well, don't you think it's time for Josh to talk about tornadoes? Tornadoes are very dangerous. So Josh, tell us about tornadoes.
Thanks, Olivia. Hi, I'm Josh. Today I'm going to talk about tornadoes. Tornadoes are violent rotating columns of air extending from a thunderstorm. Most tornadoes can get up to 300 miles per hour. They can destroy buildings, cars, trees, and much more. Damages can extend up to 50 miles long. In an average year, 1,000 tornadoes are reported around the world. Tornado season is around March to June. That's when they have really bad tornadoes. Tornadoes form around the midwestern and eastern parts of the USA. In order for a tornado to form, you need warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and cool, dry air from Canada. When those two types of air meet, they create instability in the atmosphere, and they produce large amounts of hail, which is frozen bits of rain and really strong winds that can pick up objects. One of the best tornado hunters is Tim Samras. He summed up his thoughts on life by saying, "Keep your focus on your passion in life and the things you enjoy doing." Samras had a really positive outlook on life. Tim Samras died on May 31st, 2013. He died in a tornado incident in El Reno, Oklahoma. This shows the devastation that tornadoes can cause. Back to you in the studio.
If tornadoes came to Londonderry, I'm not sure what I would do.
Me either.
Now let's go to Aiden talking about soccer's big trade.
Thanks, Genevieve. Real Madrid's Gareth Bale might get traded for Tottenham's Harry Kane. This would be an interesting switch for both fans in both Madrid, Spain, and Tottenham, England. Harry Kane's position is striker. He is the deadliest striker this year. He has an amazing shot with crisp and clean passes to assist people. Harry Kane would be a great player for Real Madrid. On the other hand, Gareth Bale is a fantastic right wing. He is the second fastest player in the world. He has an amazing left foot and can curl the ball phenomenally. It would be a major weakness for Real Madrid. Reporters have been talking about this for months. Gareth Bale wants to go to Manchester United, or he wants to stay at Real Madrid with Cristiano Ronaldo to leave. Rumors around the league suggest Harry Kane doesn't want to go. He said, "I'm happy at Spurs." That makes me believe he's going to stay put. My opinion is they're not going to make the trade. I don't see an advantage for either team. Back to you in the studio.
Cool. I wish I had Harry Kane on my team.
Yeah, me too.
I heard that Dante was talking about a new game called Little Big Snake. I wonder what it's about.
Thanks, Olivia. I am going to be talking about the newest game around. Little Big Snake is a new IO type game. It's a Slither.io game mixed with Agar.io. You start off with the common skin and eventually upgrade by grabbing keys that will eventually unlock a chest that gives you skins and coins. When you first start to play, your character is a snake, but once you get eaten, you can become a ladybug. When you play as a ladybug, you can bump others down. To eat the nectar, you have to go down by clicking the mouse. When you're down, you have to be careful because it causes you to be slow and possibly crushed by a snake. If you do, the game shows you your stats and you can get more keys. This game was made late in 2017. You can play this with an Android, iPhone, computer, laptop, iPod, and more as long as you have Wi-Fi. YouTubers are already playing this now popular and exciting game. Games like this typically get copied like most IO games do. Gamers find this very addicting to play. To find this game, look up littlebigsnake.com. You won't be disappointed. Back to you in the studio.
It sounds like tons of fun. What do you think, Genevieve? Genevieve?
Shh, I'm about to level up.
Genevieve, get off that game. We are doing something.
Fine, it's fun though.
Okay, finish what you're doing.
Okay, I'm done.
Now let's see Genevieve talking about Mandy Jo Moore.
Thanks, Olivia. Mandy Jo Moore was born in St. Louis, Missouri on March 28, 1975. She is best known for her work on Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance. She recently had another success choreographing the hit movie La La Land. When she was asked in an interview if she always knew dance was her calling, she said, "When my mom turned on the music, I always started to bop around. Little did she know that she could make a career out of it." Mandy has been nominated for many Emmy Awards in her field of choreography. According to Emmys.com, in 2017, she won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Choreography in 2017 for Dancing with the Stars, On Top of the World, and Carol of the Bells from season 23. This is pretty impressive for a girl who used to bop around to music. One of Mandy's more impressive adventures was as the choreographer for La La Land the musical. The popular musical was a hit with fans around the world. Fun fact, the first scene in La La Land was a big dance number that took place on Colorado Street Bridge in Pasadena. The pressure was on as they only had 2 shots to record it. Mandy's not slowing down anytime soon. She's ready to head to Broadway. She said, "I have ambitions to do a Broadway record one of these days and get into the studio with like a real orchestra. I'm a real big musical theater geek." She has a lot of energy to take on these large projects. Mandy Moore is now 41 years old. She still works on So You Think You Can Dance, and she is probably at work with another movie right now. Thank you for your time. Now back to the studio.
Mandy Moore is the one who choreographed La La Land? Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I love that movie. Now for our last person talking about dogs that need to be rescued. Go ahead, Olivia.
Thanks, Genevieve. Some people have done terrible things to all kinds of dogs. This problem has been going on for a long time. Some examples of abuse are not feeding them, leaving them outside, and not letting them have shelter, except a kennel over themselves. If you don't know what a kennel is, it's sort of like a cage. If you know of any dogs or animals that are facing abuse like this, you have options. Mary's Dogs Rescue and Adoption has so many... Mary's Dogs Rescue and Adoption is located in Northwood, New Hampshire. Mary's Dogs Rescue and Adoption has so many dogs that you can choose from. The staff that work here are very dedicated for what they do to help these dogs and offer leashes and love to rescue dogs. What the staff do for most of the time is looking everywhere outside to try to find dogs, and only dogs. Mary is a person just like me, a person who loves dogs, so she opened a place to save dogs' lives. What people do to dogs is very sad, but we are lucky to have very generous people who rescue these poor animals that have been not taken care of. People hurt these dogs for no reason, which is wrong because dogs are living things. You have to take care of them. All dogs need is love. They need to be taken care of the same way people need to be taken care of. To help these dogs, please rescue them or donate money, food, and toys. And please help these poor dogs. You can be a hero to them. For more information on how you can help Mary's Dogs Rescue, can be reached at 603-370-7750. Back to you in the studio.
I want to get a rescue puppy now.
When I get older, I'm going to adopt a puppy.
I think it's time to say goodbye.
Thanks for watching WNCK News. Bye. Hello, everyone. This is WMTS. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Sydney.
Today you will hear from
Carter,
Ava,
Zach,
Sydney,
Brady,
Abba,
and Vanessa.
and Zach.
Hey, do you like Star Wars?
No.
What? Let's see if Carter can change your mind.
Thanks, Sydney. Are you a fan of the Star Wars series? Do you train in the Jedi arts? Well, I have some great news for you. Solo, a Star Wars story, is a movie coming out May 25th, 2018. The movie takes place in a galaxy far, far away that wouldn't be realistic in our world. It includes main characters like Han Solo, Han's Wookiee friend Chewbacca, and Han's friend Lando Calrissian. The film is being produced by Lucasfilm. Creators of the movie wanted to make another spin-off for Star Wars, so they decided to do it on a young Han Solo when he's growing up. There is only one problem. Who could they get as an actor to play the role that Harrison Ford made famous? They described this dilemma in an article on digitalspy.com. They said it was going to be no easy feat to find an actor worthy of stepping into Harrison Ford's boots, and Disney was well aware of this. Reports are over that 2,500 actors auditioned for the chance to don the classic boots and vest costume. The selection process will be a long one. Star Wars spin-offs have been very popular lately. When the movie hits the theaters, you can expect millions of people to show up to watch. See you at the theater. Back to the studio.
Now I want to go see that movie.
Yeah, it sounds out of this world. It made me like Star Wars.
Are you ready for your training?
Let's just watch the preview on my laptop now.
Hey,
What?
someone called me ugly.
That's not nice. Here are some tips from Ava about cyberbullying and internet safety.
Thanks, Vanessa. Internet safety is a growing concern in our society. Helping kids and adults understand the do's and don'ts of sharing online is very important. Do. Talk to your friends, family, and teachers. Share your pictures and funny thoughts with the people you know. Don't interact with people you don't know. Never publicly share phone numbers, addresses, and your passwords. It's just not safe. Cyberbullying is a big problem around the world. Children, parents, and police are getting involved in this issue. We need to put a stop to this. Cyberbullying has been a problem for many years. People do this to embarrass other people and make them feel bad about themselves. This leads to people hurting themselves and many other things, including suicide. Many people are working to stop cyberbullying, so talk to your children about this because cyberbullying is becoming a bigger problem every year. Back to you in the studio.
I'll make sure I'm more careful on the internet now.
Me too.
Like when you're watching basketball?
Hey, do you like the Celtics?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll trade for Anthony Davis?
Let's ask Zach.
Thanks, Sydney. Do you think that the Celtics will trade for Anthony Davis? Who would they need to give up? The Celtics must think smart if they are going to trade for him. Players like Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford are a solid foundation for the Celtics team. They will need to think long and hard about all of the possibilities. The Celtics are definitely in the market for a strong power forward. Anthony Davis fits that description. He's a great player to include to the Celtics roster. He is 6'10", and he averages about 25 points each game. He gets about 2 assists, and his field goal percentage is 56.1. The addition of a player like Davis would improve the Celtics' chances of winning an 18th NBA championship. When asked about a possible move to another team, Davis said, "I am tired of losing with the New Orleans Pelicans, and I would like to go to a team that will win." It looks like he's ready to move to a contender. Maybe Danny Ainge and the Celtics can pull this one off. Only time will tell. Back to you in the studio.
I'm not sure what they'll do.
I know they'll make a good decision.
Hey,
Hey.
do you know what a motorcycle is?
Yes?
Do you know what a one-wheel motorcycle is called?
Yes, a one-wheel motorcycle.
No.
Fine, can you tell me?
Thank you, Vanessa. Are you the type of person that loves old technology? Inventors from the past and present are always trying to improve people's lives with their technology. The monowheel might be ready for the comeback. The monowheel is a single-track vehicle similar to a unicycle, except you don't sit above the wheel. The wheel sits around you. The wheel is kind of like a ring around your body. The monowheel was built long ago in the 19th century by Mr. Menendez in 1931. In the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the monowheel was an Olympic event. In the 19th century, they made the monowheel, but nowadays you'll just see cars, trucks, and maybe motorcycles. Some people still use the monowheel, and I hope it keeps growing. Back to you in the studio.
I think they should bring the monowheel back.
Yeah, it sounds fun. If you could ride the monowheel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Greece.
Europe.
Greece.
Europe.
Greece?
Europe.
Wait, isn't Greece in Europe?
I don't know. It's us, Brady.
Thanks, Sydney. Hi, I'm Brady Gillis. Now we're going to talk about 3 places you should visit. The first one is Kauai, Hawaii. Over 9 million people went there. The best time to go is June through September. Kauai is popular because of their blissful beaches, a hike of a lifetime, and wild waterfalls. Kauai, Hawaii has one of the best beaches, Paul View Beach from Andy. Second is Bora Bora. Over 5 million people went there. Best time to visit Bora Bora is May through October. Some popular activities are jet skiing, a full-day cruise, and a 4WD tour. You will create some of your best memories from Kona. Last but not least is the Great Wall of China. Over 10 million people went there. Best time to visit the Great Wall of China is March through June and September through November. Travelers go to the Great Wall of China because of the great views, to have some exercise, and to see the history. Recent traveler summed up his trip by saying, "Great Wall is fantastic and has great views. Pictures certainly make it look like a beautiful destination." Now, where do you want to go? Back to you in the studio.
I think Brady's places sound better.
Yeah, they sound great.
I bet there are a lot of hurricanes there, though, that cause a lot of disaster.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? You look like you're having a brain fart.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about hurricanes.
Hey, I think Abba's doing a presentation about it. Let's watch.
Thanks, Vanessa. Hurricanes can be extremely dangerous, so be careful when you're near one. Some people say hurricanes are horrible, while others say they are scary. But hurricanes are actually pretty cool. A hurricane is a rotating storm characterized by a low-pressure middle, which is called the eye, a closed low-level atmospheric circle, really strong winds, and a swirling, spinning outside that has thunderstorms and heavy rain. Hurricane season in the United States is pretty intense, especially last year. Hurricane season starts June 1st and ends November 30th. They usually form in the Caribbean or the Atlantic. Most of the time, they hit Texas, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. Hurricanes are super deadly. Hurricanes are wicked fast, and they pick up anything in their path. A hurricane's highest speed is 156 miles per hour. The low is 75 miles per hour. Hurricanes can destroy homes and cities. When a hurricane is outside, stay away from doors and windows. Also, go somewhere underground. That's the safest place to be. A woman named Ellen Totcher said, "My heart goes out to victims and survivors of the Hurricane Irma tragedy and to their families. This disaster will go down in history books as one of the largest natural disasters in U.S. history." After a hurricane, there will be hard rain and floods. But thankfully, people are usually safe because we know the steps. Thank you for spending your time with me. Back to you in the studio.
I'll have to be more careful when I hear a hurricane warning.
Oh no, a hurricane warning.
I guess we should go into the basement.
But it's too far.
Come on.
Do I have to?
No, I'll tell you about the future of exercise.
Like the future of Fitbit?
Exactly.
Why don't you tell me about it now?
Thanks, Sydney. Fitbit technology has been available for several years now. James Park and Eric Friedman created the Fitbit May 1st, 2007 in San Francisco, California. The Fitbit has become very popular since it was created. They have made over 10 different Fitbits. One of their newest products is on the Xbox One and is called Fitbit Coach. The Fitbit was invented to encourage others to get motivated. You can now share accomplishments with friends. They are creating different types of Fitbit to fit different needs. A reporter, Dave Sedaris, said Fitbit got me from doing 35,000 steps a day to 60,000 steps a day. That's a big improvement. Fitbit tracks activity, exercise, food, weight, and sleep. This year, they came out with the Fitbit Ionic. It has music, apps, and it tracks swimming. The Fitbit keeps getting bigger. Will they keep improving it? Back to you in the studio.
The Fitbit sounds like a fun way to exercise.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start working out.
Now?
Why not?
Because there's trash everywhere.
Let's go clean it up.
Maybe Zach can help.
Thanks, Vanessa. Do you think the planet is clean enough? Do you think it could be better? Here are some tips on how to help clean up our wonderful planet. You could go to places like playgrounds or the seashore to see if people left their trash. The same goes for other parks or bodies of water. Cleaning up the planet will help because the rivers, playgrounds, lakes, ponds, and oceans will be cleaner. People can use these natural resources how they're supposed to be used. The earth also won't be as polluted. The animals in our world can live their lives as they want to, and without any harm. Companies like Goodyear Tires are preventing their extra materials from going to landfills, and instead they are using them to generate energy. An unknown author wrote, "You have the world at your feet, walk gently, walk with respect." The author put into words how an ideal world would treat the earth. The earth can simply be cleaner by these 3 steps: respect the planet, don't litter, and take care of animals and their environment. Back to you in the studio.
Zach gave us great advice.
Yeah.
Maybe we can clean up the beach over the weekend.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, that's all for today, folks. See you next time.
This is WMTS signing out.
Want to go grab a donut?
Yeah, sure.
Hello and welcome to WMTN News. I'm Cody.
And I'm Natalie, and today we have some great stories and some great reporters as well.
Each with national news,
Maddie with weather,
Natalie with local news,
Allie with entertainment,
Kaden with sports,
Cody with public interest,
and Maya also public interest. So let's get on with this, shall we? Oh, I think Ethan's ready to share, so let's go to him.
Thank you, Cody. The Winter Olympics has many countries participating in it. Some of the sports of the Winter Olympics are alpine skiing, bobsledding, cross-country skiing, biathlon, and more. The Winter Olympics is held on February 8th through February 25th, 2018. The Winter Olympics is in South Korea this year. The biathlon is a winter sport that combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. What is cross-country skiing, you might ask? Well, cross-country skiing is a form of skiing where skiers rely on their own movement to move across snow-covered terrain with no use of transportation except for the skis on their feet. Tandy, a participant, said, "I love this course. Uphills are my strength. It'll take some stamina to finish this event." Bobsled is a winter sport. It is a relay race of 2 or 4 teammates that have to make it down a narrow, twisty road or path. After, a timer will tell how many points you scored in the time. Alpine skiing is the sport of sliding down snow-covered hills with fixed heel binding. It is mostly performed at ski resorts, which provide services such as ski lifts and artificial snowmaking. If you don't know what the Winter Olympics is, it is a series of events or sports. Some countries think it is a way to entertain the public or just win. The Winter Olympics takes place every 4 years. Back to you in the studio.
There are a lot of winter sports I never knew about.
Yeah, like bobsledding and biathlon.
Let's go to Maddie with her report on Hurricane Irma. Thanks, Natalie. Hurricane Irma was a terrible storm that formed August 30th, 2017, and ended as a depression on September 16th. Tons of places got hit, such as Florida, Cuba, the Caribbean, Haiti, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, and many more. Irma affected many lives. Hurricane Irma formed near the Cape Verde Islands, Africa. It got all its strength while traveling over the Atlantic Ocean. That's how it became a Category 5 with a high of 185-mile-per-hour winds. On October 10, 2017, 134 deaths were reported. There were even some landslides caused by Irma. After the hurricane, there was $66.77 billion in damage. There are still many survivors from Hurricane Irma that live today.
like Bernard Goldberg, who survived Irma. He said hurricanes are dangerous things and they're no fun to go through. You're lucky if you come out of it in one piece, and your house comes out of it in one piece. It's no fun living with no electricity for a day or a week, a month, whatever it is. And I speak unfortunately from that personal experience on that matter. It's very devastating to go through a hurricane. Hurricane Irma was a horrible storm that would go down history. Back to you in the studio.
I feel bad for people who got hit by Irma.
Yeah, but it's good that a lot of people have helped them.
Hey, Natalie.
Yeah.
Your glasses look ugly.
Hey, you know that's bullying.
Dang, you know about bullying? Never mind. Let's just go to Natalie so we can learn how to stop it.
Thanks, Cody. Bullying has become a problem in the United States for over 20 years. Some people get bullied by how they look or if they don't have that many friends. Also, people could sometimes feel insecure, so they make themselves feel better by making other people feel bad. This is something that we really need to fix. We all need to work together to make bullying stop. Here are a couple of steps of how we can all stop bullying. Use teamwork. Teamwork is how we can come together and put an end to bullying. Use kindness. If you use kindness and be kind to one another, then less bullying will happen. Think before you speak. Thinking before you speak is also another important step because a lot of problems could happen by not thinking before you speak. Your friends could take it a different way or could just get hurt or down by the words that you say. It's okay to dislike someone or even dislike someone for no reason. But it's not okay to disrespect, degrade, and humiliate that person. Treat someone how you'd like to be treated. Stand up for your friends and yourself. Please help one another. Everyone is unique in their own ways, and don't let a bully stop you from that. We can all fix this problem that has happened for many years by helping each other and being nice and kind and polite to one another. Back to you in the studio.
Bullying has been a problem for a long time.
I can't believe that bullying has become a problem for over 20 years. Hey, Cody.
Yeah?
Have you seen Wonder yet?
No, what is it about?
Well, Allie can tell you.
Thanks, Natalie. Wonder is a book and also a movie about a kid named August Pullman. He doesn't look like everybody else. He was born with a deformed face. August has a family too, of course. He has a mom, dad, and a sister named Via. He also has a dog named Daisy. August is homeschooled because of all the time he spent in the hospital getting surgeries on his face. He is a very nice kid. He acts like a normal kid, but he just doesn't look normal. August's family calls him Augie as a nickname. Some of the things he likes are Pokemon and Star Wars. Augie's parents want him to go to a real school, but he doesn't really want to. After a while, he decides to go. When he starts school, some kids are not so nice to him. Julian is not so nice. Julian makes up this thing called the plague. Almost the whole school is afraid of touching him. Then one day a girl named Summer decides to sit next to him at lunch, and from then on they sat together at lunch every day. He also makes a friend named Jack Will. On Halloween, he heard him talking behind his back. He did not want to talk to Jack anymore. Jack doesn't like Julian either, so when Julian called Augie a freak, Jack punched him in the face. Julian and Augie became friends again during winter break after Jack apologizes. Augie believes that worrying and being stressed is dumb. After getting bullied, he said, "Now that I look back, I don't know why I was so stressed about it all this time. Funny how sometimes you worry a lot about something and it turns out to be nothing." Augie really is a wonder. No one should have to go through of what it is like to be bullied. If you are getting bullied, just know that you are way better than the bully. Bullying is wrong and you should not be mean to anyone, even if they look different. Choose kind. Back to you in the studio.
If I was Augie's friend, I would tell a grown-up.
Yeah, everyone should be treated equally no matter what they look like.
Now here's Kane with his report on after Tom Brady retires.
Thanks, Cody. Tom Brady will be retiring soon. Let's face it, he is getting old. In fact, he is the oldest player in the NFL. Tom Brady has the most Super Bowl wins in the NFL history. What will happen to the Patriots when Tom Brady retires? Most Patriots fans will be sad and mad when Tom Brady retires, even me. But what about the Patriots? Will they still be so dominant? Tom Brady says he never thought of retiring, but someday that day will come. Jimmy Garoppolo seemed to be the Patriots' solution for when Brady retires. But earlier in the season, he was traded to the San Francisco 49ers. Even though Tom Brady has a couple more years to go, the Patriots have to think about his replacement. So what is the answer? The Patriots could have good luck if they pick up a rookie QB who is very good and talented. Just look at the other quarterback teams with rookie QBs, like Broncos quarterback Trevor Siemian and Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. They could still have their other great players, and their defense has been awesome. It does take a team to win. It's not just Brady who makes this team good. It is everyone who makes this team good. The Patriots will enter this year's draft with a first-round pick. This could be the solution that they have been looking for. A young quarterback could learn a lot over the next few years and eventually take over the job.
It will be interesting to see how this all plays out. Back to you in the studio.
I'll be sad when Tom Brady retires.
Yeah, but the Patriots still have a lot of really good players like Gronk. Like Kane said, to pick up a quarterback inside the draft, the Patriots can still be dominant.
I heard Cody is doing a report on the Paralympics. Let's listen.
Thanks, Natalie. The Paralympics is a major international multi-sport event involving people with a wide range of disabilities. It has grown from a small gathering of World War II veterans in 1948 to over 100 countries in the 2012 Paralympics held in London, England. There are a lot of games in Summer Paralympics: archery, wheelchair basketball, cycling, bocce ball, football, five-a-side, wheelchair rugby, and more. In the winter, there are other sports like airplane skiing, biathlon, cross-country skiing, wheelchair curling, and snowboarding. The Paralympics are also adding new games like para-badminton in 2020 and bobsledding in 2022. Paralympic wheelchair rugby star Luke White said, "It was absolutely amazing. And I think the Paralympics has scrubbed out that line that's always been between disabled and able-bodied athletes." Five-time medalist swimmer Stephanie Millward said, "I think this is going to inspire children and adults to get into sports." There are a lot of people in the Paralympics that win medals. We hear the top 3 gold medalists. Trisha Zorn is from the U.S. She has 41 gold medals and she is a swimmer that has been blind since birth. Ragnhild Mikisbus is from Norway. She has 22 gold medals in biathlon, cross-country skiing, and ice-sled speed racing. Beatrice Hess is from France. She has 20 gold medals from various swimming events. If you are interested in watching the Paralympics, you can see the 2018 Winter Games on Thursday, March 8th through Sunday, March 18th. This year's games will be held in Pyeongchang, South Korea. There will be an estimated 42 nations and over 550 athletes. Back to you in the studio.
I love it that they do the Paralympics for people with all sorts of disabilities.
Yeah, like Stephanie Millward said, she thinks this is going to inspire people with disabilities to get into sports. Hey, Natalie.
Yeah.
I watched this video where this guy gave like $10,000 to a poor person.
Really?
Yeah, but I want to help them too.
Well, Maya can tell us more about it.
Thanks, Natalie. It is really important to help out the homeless. People who participate in helping the homeless are people who have homeless shelters and people who donate to the homeless. Anytime you're free, just come and help out. Some places you can find homeless shelters or soup kitchens are Harbor Homes, Nashua Soup Kitchen and Shelter, and Angie Shelter. Some ways you can help the homeless are by donating clothing, toys, and food. It will really make a difference in their lives. It doesn't matter if it's small or big. Anything will help. Volunteering is also a really good thing to do. You could help serve the food, or you could even just spend time with them. You could volunteer at a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter. It would make a big impact to the lives of the homeless. Ask your parent how you can participate or how you can help. Mother Teresa said, if you can't feed 100 people, then just feed one. Remember, it is never too late to make a difference in a person's life. So let's make the world a better place to be in. Any small act of kindness is never wasted. Help the homeless. Back to you in the studio.
I'll definitely stop by whenever I can to help the homeless.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for watching WMTN News.
Bye.